Hello everyone, Mr. Money1235 back here yet again for another unboxing video and review of the brand new album from Muse, Simulation Theory. This is the super deluxe box set of the brand new Muse album. I wanted to take a look at it with you guys and discuss the album in general. This is the beginning here with the vinyl, the track listing, and a deluxe edition front cover artwork. Looks so cool. The artwork for this album, purely inspired by the 80s, which I love, with a clear, almost translucent, cloudy vinyl. And man, it looks so cool. Just like, you know, it's just unbelievable the sound that's packed into this thing that you can see through. It's just, I love special vinyl like that. But it slips neatly into the front cover, like that, with the track listing. There's also a vinyl in here exclusively for the deluxe tracks that come with this as well. Next page on here, kind of the Max Headroom parody along with the lyrics to the first song, Algorithm. And it also has an exclusive art print in here of that deluxe album cover, which I'm gonna frame. I'll put it up down here somewhere. Just keep it safe in there for now. This is very heavy cardstock kind of feel to these pages on this too. It feels pretty premium. Lyrics to the Dark Side. Another epic picture. Werewolf, Matt Bellamy. I'm going to get to my thoughts on the album after this. I just wanted to show this to you guys because I thought it was pretty damn cool. Another cool picture. Lyrics to Pressure. Laid out all cool. Lyrics for Propaganda and Break It To Me. On that page. Something Human lyrics with another cool picture. I've been so hyped for this album ever since listening to the singles. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Alright, Thought Contagion, Get Up and Fight lyrics on that page. Another epic. So cool, the artwork. So beautiful. I love it so much. Blockades and Dig Down lyrics. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The Void lyrics. Spaceship picture. Looks very nice. On the last page, a really cool city picture, and you get the standard album CD and then a separate CD of the bonus tracks. The bonus tracks are a little hit and miss for me. My favorite bonus track is definitely the UCLA marching band version of Pressure, though the acoustic Dig Down gospel version is also really, really cool. So they're packaged neatly in the last page here. You just, you know, kind of slip them out like that. And your standard album fit neatly in there. Then the last page is some credits and then the track listing for the bonus tracks, which also comes on an exclusive vinyl in the back of the book. And that is the last page. So that's what you get with the Super Deluxe box set of Muse Simulation Theory. Very, very cool. One of the cheaper box sets that I've bought recently. This thing only cost me like 70 bucks. I mean, it wasn't that bad at all. And hearing the singles and seeing the album artwork was just, that was just enough to convince me that this is probably going to be something really special. So, general thoughts on the album itself, though. I personally think it's one of the best albums that Muse has ever done. In terms of the sound, the general theme of the album, I think they pretty much nailed it. The first track, Algorithm, just starts off on these purely, like, Kavinsky-sounding synthesizer tones. This album, obviously, feels like a kind of an inspiration almost. Probably not. I mean, this is kind of a sound that Kavinsky kind of stole from the 80s, but I definitely heard a lot of similarities. Not in a bad way at all, because I absolutely love 80s synthwave. I love the vibe of that. I love the imagery of that. The music video for Dark Side just was so perfect for the sound of that track. And Algorithm is just another song that kind of just starts this album off on like a kind of a slow, punchy build up, and when the strings come in along with the synthesizer tones, it just sounds so epic. One of my absolute favorite ways to begin a Muse album was the song Algorithm. Really, really into it. So yeah, just a winner for me. It puts this image in your mind as soon as the album starts, and I love it. Of course. And then the next song, Dark Side, I've been a huge fan of this ever since they dropped the music video for it. It's just so, so cool. Once again, keeping up with kind of that 80s vibe again. It's just so cool. The lyrics on this album in general have been a little bit better, I think. I feel like, going back a little bit, I feel like Drones was almost made to just shut up people who won't stop badgering them about going back to our hard rock sound. I feel like Muse created Drones just to shut people up, and they went back to do something better, which is this, in my opinion. There are some songs I like on Drones, don't get me wrong, but my holy trinity for Muse now is going to be Black Holes of Revelations, The Second Law, and this album. The next song, Pressure. Oh my god, the horns on that, so orgasmic. Pressure is one of my favorite Muse songs of all time now. Oh my god, it's so infectious, so dancey. The guitar part in that is so kick-ass. This album culminates a whole lot of things about Muse all in one package, in my opinion. I feel like the song Blockades later on in this album is kind of a song that I feel like older Muse fans are going to love. In my personal opinion, it's actually the weakest song on this album. Definitely not bad, but I think Blockades is definitely the weakest here. Because they kind of go experimental on the next few songs on this album, which is another element of Muse that, you know, Muse have touched on, but they don't really dive as hard as I feel like they have in the next two tracks. Propaganda, when I first heard it, I thought I was a little off-put by it, honestly. I wasn't really expecting it. But after hearing Propaganda around like 5 or 6 times now, and listening to the album over and over again, it's one of the best songs on this album, I think. I feel like he kind of brings on his little bit of Prince vocals almost on the song Propaganda, especially. I don't know what it is, but the slide guitar solo too in the middle of Propaganda is so badass. It just sounds so fucking cool. It's all swampy. It just sounds so fucking cool. It mixes in great with the tone of this song too. It's just really dark. And, of course, you know, and I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it's really, really cool. Especially the next song on this track, on this album, Break It To Me. Oh my god, Break It To Me. Just the I love how, like, detuned and kind of destroyed the guitar sounds. It constantly repeats throughout the track. The vocal line on this is really kind of experimental and odd for Muse. It's really, really cool. Muse really took experimentation to a next level on this track, I feel like, than some of the past albums' work. And it's one of my favorite songs on the album, Break It To Me, personally. And near the end of the track, they kind of do like this turntable, like Linkin Park sounding thing near the end, which I think sounds so fucking cool, along with the driving beat on this track. Really, really awesome. And, of course, we got Something Human coming in, which is a great slow song from the band. I'm really, really into it. It's not one of my favorite songs on the album, per se, but the acoustic version on the bonus tracks is really, really pretty, too. Almost works better, I feel like, as an acoustic song, rather than this synthesizer-heavy thing, but it's really, really good, too, in my opinion. And Thought Contagion, too, is just a kick-ass song. Really love Thought Contagion. I've seen a whole lot of people hating online about the song Get Up and Fight, which I don't quite understand, because I feel like Get Up and Fight, I mean, yeah, it's got Tolo's vocals kind of, but I think it kind of adds to the sound of the song with the bumping hi-hat beat that the track has going for it. And the chorus is nothing to write home about. I mean, you've heard the theme of this song a million times before, but I still think it's a pretty good song, and I feel like Tovlo's vocals in the background of it kind of match up with the general feel of the track. And I don't know, I don't see nothing to hate about it. I guess I can understand why people would, because it's not like Muse have incorporated some pop star's vocals in their albums beforehand. But I think it matches up generally with the sound of this track. And so it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know, I like the song Get Up and Fight. I think it's just fine. And then we have Blockades coming up after that, which I said is probably one of the weakest songs on this album. But it's still really, really good. It's got those Map of the Problematic drums going on in the background. It is more classic Muse. I feel like the guitars are a little bit more of a noticeable standout on this track than some of the more synthesizer heavier ones, but it's still a really good song. And then after that we have Dig Down, which just came out long time ago, was the first single that nobody even knew this was going to be associated with an album. But Dig Down, just such a powerful song, especially near the end. It's just really, really good. Dig Down! I love how the track continuously builds up from the synthesizer heavy beginning that feels like you're like drowning in bass. I love how the beginning of this track makes me feel, especially like in a car or some confined space. It's really, it feels really cool. And then the track just builds and builds and builds into this explosive singing of the chorus over and over again. It sounds beautiful. And then for the last song on this album, we have the song The Void, which, once again, really synthesizer heavy, kind of matches up with those, the title track, Algorithms kind of pumping synthesizers, kind of matches up along with that, the first and last track on this album. And it sounds so fucking cool. I love how this track's, the general melody of this track is a little off-putting, it's a little dark, but I think it sounds great here at the end. I think it's really catchy. It sticks in my mind personally. And I don't know, I thought it was a great way to end the album. So all in all, this is one of my favorite albums that Muse have ever done. I think in general terms of like a sound and concept and theme and all of the combined elements with that, the general sound is just really, really appealing to me personally. I love 80s synthesizer tone and feel. The movie Drive kind of comes to mind whenever I hear these tracks, just because of the, once again, the Kavinsky heavy, you know, song that was featured in that movie. But I just love the general feel of this album, and I'm going to be listening to this Muse album probably more than the rest of them. Like I said, my favorite Muse albums seem to be the generally more electronic heavy ones. I know people like to talk about their past a whole lot with Absolution and Origin of Symmetry and albums like that. I just really like the more electronic stuff, the Black Holes and Revelations, the Second Law, and this album. There's a ton of songs I like on Resistance. There's a ton of songs I like on Drones. There's a ton of singles that I like from their older days. But full album-wise, these three albums, I think, kind of complete me and my love for Muse. So, yeah, Assimilation Theory was a huge win for me, man. I'm just, I'm really, really digging it. So, really excited to talk to you guys about the Beatles next. God, I got so many videos coming out soon, so stick around on this channel, you guys. It's a fun time here. Mr. Money 1235. I'll see you guys later.